right. We have got a call. Would you like to?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and jump on the line with Wes. Howdy, what can we do for you tonight?
How's it going?
Not too bad.
So recently I went to see a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
and, I got the whole scoop on being gay is bad and all that, and you need to come to God and repent your sins. So, I was really sick when it happened, and basically since then I've been struggling, and I fell into the Ray Comfort videos and all that about being gay, and you can get out of it if you give yourself to God.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of twisting everything, and kind of made me go in a circle of saying, well, maybe this is all happening because I'm gay, or maybe I can come out of it if I give myself to God or whatever. And I was just trying to get another standpoint on it.
Sure.
The lady on the line said y'all might have some better answers. I got OCD, so it doesn't help, and it's hard to think kind of rational about it.
Yeah. Right. No, I totally get that, and I'm more than happy to be a counterpoint to Ray Comfort. Oh my gosh.
I mean, just to start off with, Ray Comfort doesn't have data on his side, and so you don't have to take our word for it. You don't have to compare what, two randos from the internet said versus some other rando from the internet or some random pastor. You can look at the research yourself, and you'll find very quickly that there's a reason why the American Psychiatric Association, the American Counseling Association, the World Health Organization, why all of these people are vehemently pointing out that conversion therapy just doesn't work. There have been so many studies, there have been so many people looking at this, so many people for decades selling this product, and nobody to stand up and really say that it works. I mean, occasionally you will have somebody who wants to be a representative for it, but you know that they're selling something because there's just not any evidence or research to support where they're coming from. So regardless of why you're gay, which is a whole different conversation, I think we can say pretty conclusively that you're not going to stop being gay because you prayed hard enough or were good enough or right enough or righteous enough.
Right, exactly.
I ended up watching that video that he made about this girl, and it's just mind-blowing that, someone could actually go and lie about that to make people say, come to religion type of deal. And then the other people, I've gotten told by two people, they were like, watch, a girl's going to come up to you and she's going to be really nice with you and she's going to take you to church and you're going to be a man of God. Well, that can't happen. So I kind of go with that. And then they say, if you tell them you're gay, they say, well, it's just the devil. So I keep on getting this over and over and over.
Sure.
And it's pretty common here too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just in this area.
Yeah, there are a lot of places in the U.S. especially that just have not gotten past that very kind of primitive and harmful way of thinking about it. Do you have resources online? Do you have people that you talk to, people outside of this physical community that you're interacting with? Because that can really help.
I got on the Atheist Experience Discord, but
yes,
with the whole OCD, I keep on drawing myself back into it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and with that, you've mentioned that you have a formal diagnosis, and so if that's the case, I hope that you are working with a therapist, working with some other practitioner to cope with these things. And I would absolutely say that working with a therapist around these issues of discomfort with your orientation can be really helpful. Even if there's not a therapist in your area, I'm confident that you can find a sex-positive, queer-affirming therapist either online or in an area near you. Certainly those things exist.
Yes,
y'all know what Hobby Lobby is?
Oh, yes.
We do.
Of course y'all do. I used to go to the therapist there, and obviously he was really religious, and then I went to another therapist, and she was really religious, so pretty bad experiences so far.
Yeah, I believe that.
Hobby Lobby? That's
Yeah, well, I mean, for I'm imagining you're talking about like as a staff member or something along those lines.
Oh, I understand. Okay. I was going to say, that seems like a whole other area where we could get into really weird legal issues. Yeah, the Recovering from Religion organization has a secular therapy project. So if you go to rfr.org, I believe.
I do know it's at recoveringfromreligion.org as well. There may be another shorter URL.
You can get in touch with secular therapists in your area who aren't going to try and push any kind of religious agenda, and who will be able to hopefully better communicate with you about this, because this is a big deal, and this is something that is clearly taking up a lot of brain space for you. So if you want to look into that, they also have a hotline project where you can call somebody and just talk to them about this kind of thing. So maybe next time, if you find yourself kind of getting in that spiral and thinking about this, and maybe you've watched a Ray Comfort video and you're concerned about what you've heard, pick up the phone and give them a call and talk to them about that as well, because they're there 24/7.
And then beyond that, of course, the American Association of Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, never get that all the way out. ASECT, asect.org is another great resource for just therapists in your area who are going to be able to be affirming and to work with you on these issues.
How, I don't know if y'all would speak personally, how did y'all get through it?
Yeah, for me, I was lucky enough to figure out who I was and what I was outside of my extremely religious upbringing and family. So I was kind of able to parse through that in an area, Portland, Oregon first, and then down here in Austin. Both places were kind of a lot more liberal, a lot more progressive, and gave me the space to kind of explore that a little bit more without all the judgment. How about you?
Yeah, and I was beginning to have these ideas and this understanding of myself while going through a very conservative Christian high school and then on to a large public university with a huge conservative bent. And so I really didn't have that safe harbor to just feel the pressure come off and then sort of let myself be. Instead, I had to very slowly acclimate myself to the idea. And I guess what I mean by that is, honestly, I watched shows like this one. It's really the reason that I am here, why I care so much about doing this every week, is because it was listening to shows like Savage Love podcast, shows like a number of different movies, The Kids Are All Right, How to Survive a Plague, all of these different things, Dallas Buyers Club. By just being exposed to these ideas of homosexuality, it really softened a lot of the fear and anger and internalized homophobia and just sort of the yuck factor that I had been indoctrinated with for 20, 25 years at that point.
Yeah, and again, if you have the ability to either move to a more progressive area or you find yourself there, that's one way to find it. Move to Austin. Yeah, there you go.
Stop telling people to do that.
Why?
That's why it takes an hour to get anywhere in this city.
That's what I did, and I'm liking it. I'm just trying to share the love, you guys.
Unfortunately, that's not an option right now, and that isn't. It's unfortunate, but it's not an option.
Okay, but that's where the internet comes in, and why it's such a valuable tool. You can get that normalization factor, that exposure, that community online. I think that the fact that you're on the Discord is a great first step. Do you have favorite creators that you watch that are part of the GRSM community?
What do you like? You mean of the videos?
Yeah, sometimes that can help as well to find creators who.
I started watching Matt, and then I started watching y'all's channel, so.
Perfect. Great first step.
Yeah, great place to start.
I approve. What I'm going to do is I'm going to list a couple of other YouTubers that I think might really help.
Yeah.
And we'll put that in the description of the video.
Absolutely.
So that you can maybe start your process of finding other people who maybe think a little bit more like you and also are building communities of people who have similar ideals and values.
If you have a diet of, going to the store, of driving down the road, listening to the local radio, of just every person you interact with, either having like a vague sort of homophobic like bent to every conversation, or just being outright bigots and assholes all the time.
Or even just not considering the fact that there are other ways of existing in the world.
Yeah, just assuming that a cis hetero lifestyle is the only lifestyle and anything else is an aberration. If that's what you're consuming on a daily basis, if that's all you're consuming, then that's going to start to seep in, and that can really hurt. That's why representation matters so much, and a healthy diet of good sex-positive, queer-affirming programming, music, TV, whatever else, books and everything, can be a huge influence on who you are as a person.
Right, for sure. And I think, lastly, I'd just say, maybe stop watching the Ray Comfort video. It's not that great.
It's kind of like a trap kind of deal for me, so yeah.
Well, we'll get you some new people to watch, and then every time you think, I should check out what Ray's doing, check out one of those people instead. Does that help at all, Wes?
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you again. Take care.